Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. You're listening to Saving the Investor Radio. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida certified financial planner professional, here with Pastor John Antonucci, and we are here to really save the investor and talk about some things that happened in the market this past week and really some strategies that we're going to talk about. So stay tuned and welcome to the show.
Yeah, great to be in studio with you, Alfie. It's a great day to be in Southwest Florida. As always, we're going to look ahead to 2025, and it's clear that the economic landscape is full of opportunities for growth and financial success. Whether you're planning for retirement, building wealth, or navigating the current market trends, now is the time to take proactive steps towards a stronger financial future. Remember, you have options, and the decisions you make today will have a lasting impact on your financial goals. And if you've been wondering how to position yourself to take advantage of what's ahead, Alfie is here to help you. He's put together a financial toolkit, and inside this toolkit, it's going to transform your worries of retirement into confidence. He's going to give you a wide range of materials such as, will your money last as long as you do? Are you paying too much in taxes in retirement? The Social Security Guide. If you haven't taken Social Security yet, when is the most opportune time to maximize your benefits? To get a hold of Alfie's toolkit, all you have to do is call the operator or text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. Jot Alfie's number down so you have it. 239-747-1077. Get a hold of that toolkit by asking the operator or texting the word KIT to that number and position yourself for a financial windfall in 2025. The optimism is out there, even though we're going to talk about some numbers of inflation, which weren't the best. Basically, people are optimistic right now with the transition of government that's going to take place on the 20th.
John, I've never seen anything like this. The amount of positivity that's going through, our clients alone, but just around the world. You see when President Trump is not even president yet, not even sworn in yet, and he goes overseas and he is welcomed like he is the president. And technically he is, running the country according to, the things that are happening, prisoners being released. You have wars being probably stopped. You have China being invited to the inauguration.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of different things that are happening, just positive things. You have President Trump that opened the opening bell for the market this past week. So you see things that are happening that was not happening in 2016. That's what I like about it. You see someone like Zuckerberg that came to Mar-a-Lago, met with President Trump. You see that he's giving $1 million for his inauguration. So these are things that never happened before. So this could be one of the most exciting times, I would say, where I always said in 2016 to 2020 when the economy was rocking and rolling, I just said, if more people were on board, how much better could it have been? It was good, but how much greater could it have been? And this is what we might see now, because a lot of people, Fetterman is, on Truth Social. So you have Democrats that are handing a hand out to be a part of this team. So I'm very optimistic that the market is going to, that's what we're going to talk about today, is be a market that you don't want to miss, you want to be in. So if you can, if you're on the sidelines or if you're in the market but you haven't made adjustments yet, that's what we're going to talk about. This is time to come in to get a review to show you what we're doing with our clients and how we're sort of leaning more towards growth and safety that we were doing last year at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, it actually feels to me a little bit, I can remember back to 1980 when there was like a heaviness over the country under the Carter administration, and just felt like a weight was lifted off of America, when he won that election. And to see, a lot of these people from the left rallying with him, I think we're going to see a consensus of people coming together now, which we haven't seen in a couple of terms.
We haven't seen that since, really, I think it goes back to
Clinton, probably.
Well, it probably was Clinton, but Bush, I'm looking at it when it was hanging chads and stuff like that. That's when everything really started. But you're right, with Clinton, with the with the impeachment and all that, that sort of separated. But this is more of a uniting, which I'm very optimistic about. So that's good news. And I think that's good news for your wallet, is good news for the market. And that's what we're going to talk about. Some numbers came out, and, inflation numbers came out, consumer price, pretty much, it ticked up a little bit. But remember, when you have a good economy, your inflation is still going to be there because people are buying.
Right.
People are buying. So it looks like they'll lower the rates in December, 0.25%. But what I'm hearing is you're not going to see a lot of rate decreases next year unless something happens, unexpectedly, where they need to get the economy, fueled again. But I think there's going to be plenty of fuel, and rates for houses and stuff are just probably going to be in that 6 to 7%, which is, bad, but not awful, not like it was Carter days when it was 18%, 15%. So you're going to, it's still respectable, but it needs to be, it'd be nice to get that down to like 5, I think would be the number.
5, be beautiful.
Yeah.
Refinance, and that would, and these houses that are on the market, would really start selling.
Yeah. Yeah, because the market right now for housing, it's, the pricing of the housing is definitely coming down. But, you do have the feds don't really look so much at the consumer price. They look more of the core, which is, and that's pretty much stayed the same. You do have, what it means to you is prices will, prices are starting to level out a little bit, but food, core is your food, your energy and stuff like that. And that core rose a little bit, but it's a 4th month in a row, but overall it's hanging out at a pretty decent rate.
Yeah. But I mean, do you see these prices really kind of, like you said, food is, when you look at filet mignon used to be $13.99, now you're $19.99.
Yeah.
I can't see it going back.
I can't see it going back there. But what I do see is with the energy prices that he's going to get oil and petroleum down, and that's going to translate into other things coming down too, because that goes through everything, not just your gas tank. It goes through, fertilizer. It goes through, absolutely. Energy is everywhere, plastics. And so petroleum is, you get that down, you're going to start to see the economy, you're going to start to see numbers go down, and you're starting to see sales. You're starting to see things that you weren't seeing not that long ago. It wasn't that long ago that there was no sales happening and you were paying it or you weren't buying it.
Right.
So we will probably see, are we going to see filet going down from 19 to 13? No, but we'll probably, it probably will start coming down a little bit. But again, people might be making more money now with a stronger economy. Yeah, so it could help.
You go to $1.50 a gallon gas, and if you can bring insurance down, you don't mind paying a little more for food, do you?
Absolutely. And if you're making more money.
Yeah, that's a great thing. But you have to be positioned for 2025. And that's why you want to set an appointment with Alfie Townsend. He is Southwest Florida's premier certified financial professional, over 40 years experience as a CFP and as a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is to you. He's put together an entire program that will transform your worries of retirement into confidence. It's called the Retirement Simulator Process. And what it does is it takes a deep dive into your current portfolio to see what's really going on. He's going to take you back 5 years and show you side-by-side comparison to what he would have done. He's going to make sure that you're allocated properly, that you're diversified correctly, that you're not taking undue risk for the amount of return that you're getting each and every year. He has a program that will really assess your risk. And I'm not talking about what's your risk 1 to 10. It's going to show you exactly what your risk tolerance is. And he's going to expose all the hidden fees inside your portfolio that could be eating up your returns each and every year. Listen, this is the time to do it. We're in December. Get positioned for the new year. Pick up your phone or pick up your smart device. Call the operator or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 239-747-1077. You could sit down with Alfie Townsend, meet him personally. He's a great guy. And Fort Myers, Naples, wherever you're closest to. He's got 2 beautiful offices. Don't wait to the end of the broadcast. Be one of the first 9 callers. Listen, he can only handle 9 people before we get into the new year. So you want to position yourself, be one of those first 9 callers. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. Now is the time to position yourself for what's going to take place in 2025. 239-747-1077. Text the word visit or call the operator to that number. We're going to be right back right after this break, so please don't go away. Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. You know, Alfie is making his book, which is always in high demand, available to you today. He's offering it to you on this broadcast. A complimentary copy awaits you. To claim your book, simply text the word book, B-O-O-K, to 239-747-1077. If you don't text, call the operator, tell him you want to take advantage of Alfie's offer of his complimentary copy of his book. Alfie's book is your guide to a fulfilling retirement. You don't want to miss out on the valuable insights, including many, many stories about investors that he has helped save over the years from the pitfalls, the traps, the schemes of Wall Street. That's why he named this broadcast Saving the Investor Radio Show, because he wants to save you from that. Text the word book now to 239-747-1077. We're talking about positioning yourself for 2025. And Alfie, you have wealth strategies and advanced planning, especially for the high net worth individuals that are out there that are listening each and every week. What are some of those, and what can people do right now in December to get themselves ready for what could be a really bull market year?
Well, I think it is going to be a bull market year. And one of the things, and the reason why we're tilting that way, and a lot of economists are tilting that way, is because it's a pro-business environment that Trump has brought with this administration. If you think about the administration he has put together, John, it's amazing. You have leaders, the best leaders in the country that are part of his team. So when you have that going on, you have nothing but success. I was at High Point University last week, and talking about a leader, Dr. Nito Kubain is. If you've never read his book, you need to get his book. And it's how he really built this university, High Point University, and you know, he has leaders. He was a leader before he became president. He's 77 years old, of that university, and how he grew that university, and that's what this book's about. But he has the professors that are there, that the co-founder of Apple. You have Condoleezza Rice is on the board there. And this is a small university. It's only 6,300 students, but I'll tell you what, if I knew about that school, Devin would have been there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a school. If you do your research on High Point University, it's God, country, and family. God, family, and country is what their belief system is, and everything has it. Everything has it. They're not ashamed to flaunt it, and it's pretty amazing school. But he talked about leadership, and that's what Trump is. He's a leader. And we're going to talk about policies. He's probably going to, for this economic growth, he's going to emphasize on growth. And how he's going to get there is he's going to, give incentives to manufacturing companies to come back. I heard this past week when he rang the opening bell for Wall Street that, if someone invests $1 billion or more, it used to take, he said, 16 years to have a plan in place. And he said, no, we need to get that in place fast. So they're going to fast track companies coming in that want to invest $1 billion. They're going to fast track that, not 16 years.
Yeah. Well,
they got
16 years. We got that kind of money to inject.
Yeah,
into the economy.
it's crazy. And Lee Zeller, I think, is the one that's going to be running that deal. And he's a successful congressman and almost became governor of New York. And he's an attorney also. So he's going to be looking over that. So there's just a lot of pro-business that's going to be happening. You have tax incentives. Anytime you talk about tax incentives for business, this is good. Tax incentives for business is going to bring manufacturing back to the U.S., and that's what happened last time when he was here. Remember, they lowered it. It was like a 28% tax. They lowered it to, I believe, a 15% to have them come back. And they were flooding back. So that's what you're going to start to see. And when you start to see that, how does that relate to money in your pocket? Well, it relates to hopefully, when we have manufacturing back here we got to get prescriptions back here, made here. I mean, that's no ifs, ands, or buts. We got to get prescriptions made here. But if we have things that are being made here and with robotics, I mean, robotics is going to be, that's why everything was made in China, because of the cheap labor. But if you can have things made here, that's going to be a big, big plus, and it's going to really drive prices up in the market, stock market, and I think your earnings are going to be better, and you're going to see companies that you don't see right now. Probably 5 years from now, there's companies that were just very small companies that are going to be big companies that are going to be employing thousands and hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, and you want to position yourself for these things. Now, we've been talking about taxes for a long time, and taxes looks like they're going to be extended, but even on a better level. And Alfie has put something together that can really position you to take advantage of these new tax policies that are going to be enacted through Congress and through the Senate coming in January of 2025. And he has put together a tax map. And you want to position yourself with that and pick this up, because you really need a plan. Whether the taxes are low now, might come a time where they will go up, and a plan that addresses uncertainties and instills confidence in your future. Alfie's tax map will strive to help you achieve 3 goals: lower your tax bracket, protect your money when taxes rise, and create a tax-free income. That's what you're looking to do in retirement. To get a hold of this tax map, simply text the word tax. Be one of the first 9 that text or call the operator at 239-747-1077. Again, you could just text the word tax, TAX, to 239-747-1077. Get a hold of that tax map to position yourself to maximize the new tax policies that are going to be coming forth in 2025. And Alfie, no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. I mean, the bottom line is we're reducing taxes across the board. People are going to have more disposable income, not only to invest, but to thrive and enjoy their lives into 2025.
And the last 4 years, people have been really hurting because, I go out to eat and I just see how much I pay, that I really believe it's double what I was paying. Just
with a bottle, you're looking at $150 a head.
4 years ago. It's just crazy how much the restaurants are. It just I'm just not used to these kind of prices that are. I guess I'm used to it now, but it's people aren't going out to eat as much as they used to, but like you said, if you cut taxes across the board, eliminate some on tips, you're going to have people that have more money, and what they're going to do with that, they're going to spend. And what that does, it creates higher profits for companies because people are buying, and then the stocks go up. So this is a great time to be in the stock market. If you're thinking about, if you haven't really adjusted your portfolios, or if you're an advisor. We had a new client that came in, and he was talking about that his advisor wasn't really too much pro-Trump. He wasn't talking about him or anything, not talking about the benefits. So he came to us because he knows that we are conservative over here, and so what we did is we put a package together, and what we did is we compared what he was doing to what they were doing compared to what we would be doing. And right now, I think you have to be in growth mode. So if you're not sure what you have going on inside your portfolio, what inside your tax plan, your total really financial plan, it's a great time to give us a call. Come and we'll do the retirement simulator with you and go through that process. And that process is going to be we'll do a comparison, but we'll also show you what we do here and what we feel the companies that are going to give you that added premium. And when I say premium, that means the added return on your accounts that you might not be getting now. And don't be one of these people that listens to our show and then 2 years later, when everybody is making money, and then you didn't really make any changes, and man, I wish I would have called that number. And that number is 239-747-1077. That's 239-747-1077. Even if you just call and say, I'd like to have a 15-minute phone call with with Alfie or David, and just see if we can put you in a better position, because right now there's my stepfather Jack was had wisdom, a lot of wisdom, and he always said you'll have 5 opportunities in your life, true opportunities. And a lot of people, sometimes they'll take advantage of it. Most times they don't even recognize this opportunity. And I'm not saying this is one of your 5 opportunities, but this is a big opportunity that could put you to financial freedom that you might not have. If we can put you in a better position over the next 5 years to 10 years, it could be a life-changing. So this is a great time to give us a call to see if you're really positioned right. And I think this is a time to really take advantage of the world being happy about Trump being elected.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, the world is happy now that we don't have Sleepy Joe at the wheel. And we have someone that works harder than anybody. It doesn't matter what his age is, because he works harder than a 20-year-old. Well, a lot of people work harder than 20-year-olds. So you're listening to Saving the Investor. I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida Certified Financial Planner Professional. We'll be right back. Good morning, Southwest Florida. You're listening to Saving the Investor radio show. I am Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida Certified Financial Planner Professional, here with Pastor John Antonucci, and we are here to really talk about some strategies to really get you to and through retirement. I hope you have a good time listening to the show. I think you will, but take some notes. And if you need some questions answered, we are here for you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, great to be in studio. If economic uncertainties have put your financial decisions on hold, you really need to grab a hold of Alfie's free toolkit that will help transform your worries of retirement into confidence. Inside Alfie's toolkit, you're going to find a wide range of materials such as will your money last as long as you do? Are you paying too much taxes in retirement? The Social Security Decisions Guide. To get a hold of Alfie's toolkit, all you have to do is either text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077, or you can call the operator if you don't use texting and tell them that you want a copy of Alfie's toolkit that they're offering on the radio broadcast today, 239-747-1077. You can text the word KIT, or you can call the operator and ask for it. Now is the time. One of my favorite parts of the show, it's our Q&A segment. This is where we tackle some of the most pressing financial questions from listeners just like you, whether it's about retirement planning, tax strategies, or navigating the current economic landscape. Alfie is here to share his expert insights of over 40 years' experience as a certified financial planner professional, and he's a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is to you, and he's going to provide actionable advice to help guide your financial decisions. So let's dive into this. Alfie, the first question is, how should I adjust my portfolio in a pro-business environment? If I'm in a pro-business environment, this person wants to know, do I need to make any adjustments during that time?
That's a great question. And, I always look at it this way. If you're going to take a long trip, I've used this example a lot of times, where if you're going to take a road trip with your family, you're going to make sure your oil's changed. You're going to make sure that you have good tires on your car. And if you don't have good tires, you're going to change them. And it's the same thing, because you're probably going to have a blowout if you don't do it. And when you have pro-business and promoting with tax incentives to bring corporations back, and tax incentives for people to spend more money because they're paying less taxes, so it's most likely going to be a good opportunity for the market. It's going to be a good opportunity for the market. So one of the things that we would do here at the Advanced Retirement Group is we're going to do a risk assessment, because, if you're going to take advantage of it, your risk level might have to go up. So we want to see if you can handle risk, number one. So we would ask you these, pertinent questions, and it is a program that we use that will look at your risk number. And your risk number is a little bit different here. I know John has talked about that in the past. It's not picking a number between 1 and 10. It's literally put together by a team of psychologists, and they ask these questions, how you handle risk. And I really like this, doing this for over 40 years. I like how this program really, finds that number out for you, because if you can handle, whatever risk you can handle, then we build a portfolio around that. And it lets you know with, pretty much 95% confident how high and how low your portfolio can go. But yes, if we're in a growth environment, which I think we are, you have, the administration is always looking to bring businesses back, to encourage businesses to stay here, to encourage businesses to expand, to tax credits and things like that. Yeah, you want to be in something that is more growth oriented. Now, what we could do is we can pick different sectors for you. That's what's nice. We have this one account that really dives into different sectors and will tilt towards a sector that they feel is going to be more growth oriented. So that's what's nice about that, because that's a rotation of sectors that that usually does a pretty good job. It's actively managed. So yeah, there's great things to do. But first thing, John, is find out, get them in here, find out what their risk number is, and find out what we can put them in and what their goals are and what this money's for. Is it for income, or is it for growth? Is it for legacy? Is it for future use?
Hey, you listen to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend, 239-747-1077. We're taking your questions, and Alfie is tackling them today. Taxes go up and down. We know that they're either going to be high, low, whatever they are, we're going to have to deal with them. Taxes are something that we have to pay for. But when taxes begin to change, do you do anything to prepare? Because a lot of people want to know, how can I prepare if taxes go up? How can I prepare if taxes go down?
Yeah. So what we do is we want to look at the landscape of taxes, and if we're in a rising tax environment, that usually with the debt pretty high, you're in a rising tax rate environment. But now we have an administration that's a little bit different than what it was, back when Biden was president. His was more of kept the taxes the same, but you knew there was so much debt being added on that if they didn't cut the debt down, or really tackle that, most likely taxes are going to go up. But with this administration, it looks like it's going to, they're trying to tackle spending. That's a good thing, because I think that is the biggest concern that economists have, is the debt that we have.
Right.
So we got to tackle that, and hopefully they're tackling the reducing debt and then increasing opportunities for businesses to come in, and leaving taxes low the way they are, and not increase them. But if they're doing that, then we want to look at some tax tax strategies like Roth conversions. Roth conversion is pay me now or pay me later. You pay some taxes now. We have a program that we look to see if it's if you're in a 30 to 35% tax bracket, Roth conversions are really tough to do. But we look at your income, if we can shelter some of your income, some deferral, and then take some money and do some Roth conversions. We look at that, but we have a great program, John, that tells you if you're, how much it's going to add to your Social Security. This part B and D for you. Is it going to increase it? And it increases. Sometimes it's just a year, or the year of the conversion. It doesn't really happen until 2 years later. So we want to keep an eye on that. But the program will let us know if you're a good candidate. So if you're thinking about a Roth conversion, we can let you know if this is something that makes sense for you.
Yeah, that's why you want to sit down with Alfie. Fort Myers or Naples, the phone number is 239-747-1077. Position yourself for maximizing your opportunities in your portfolio. A lot of retirees that take that last paycheck are a little bit nervous. And, when you're getting paid every week for, 40, 50 years, 60 years, whatever it is, and then they finally stop working, people want to know, can you create for me as a certified financial planner a reliable income stream during retirement, so I won't have to worry that I'm not taking a paycheck anymore?
That's just a great question, because like you said, once you retire, you get your last paycheck. And that paycheck you were used to getting each and every week or every other week, now it's our job to create that paycheck for you. And that's where I say we shine here at the Advanced Retirement Group, because we know what income planning is. As a certified financial planner professional, our job is to really look at the whole picture. And income planning is the one that is the least looked at with other advisors out there, because they're looking just to try to grow your money. And then you have other advisors that are just so focused to grow your money. They think that an annuity is awful. And you got to remember, there's some good annuities out there and bad annuities. But if you're not licensed and you don't know anything about it, you will poo-poo it. You're going to say, hey, that's not good, because you can't offer it or you don't know anything about it. But we use different tools to get income for our clients. If somebody wants nothing to do with the market, it might be a fixed annuity that gives them a guaranteed amount of income for the rest of their life, or we use structured notes. A lot of you know what we do with structured notes, and they pay, we have different ones. We have some hedge notes that are paying quite a bit high, double-digit returns. So it's something that we would go over with you to show you how we create income. But what we want to do is create that income regardless of what the environment of the market is, and then still have your money sitting there for growth to fight inflation. So we have to take care of income and make sure that income is coming in each and every month, regardless of what the market's doing. Because if the market is acting up, it's not coming from this money, so we're good here. So a lot of people don't know how to do that. You have to really give us an opportunity to explain to you what we do here at the Advanced Retirement Group. And a lot of times we can get you the income that you need with a lot less money than what you would need in an ordinary portfolio, because the rates are so high. Okay, so you got to listen to what I just said. If we can give you the same income with less money, that's a win-win. And then we can have the rest of your money sit there and grow and fight for inflation. So if you hear nothing this morning, this is something that you have to understand. If we can do it with less money and keep the same income, that's a good situation for you.
Yeah, that's a win-win. And you probably have a lot of questions that you would want answered as you're listening to Alfie this morning on this broadcast. Why don't you come in and sit down with him? He has a retirement simulator process that'll put your portfolio into a deep dive to expose all the hidden fees that could be eating up your returns, making sure you're allocated properly, diversified correctly, not taking that undue risk for the amount of return that you're getting. Listen, you can only handle 9 people. Be one of the first 9 callers, or text the word VISIT, VISIT, to 239-747-1077. You can visit with Alfie in Fort Myers or Naples. He'll answer all the questions that are on your mind. He'll alleviate the fears, the pressures of what's keeping you up at night, especially in retirement. Why not make a demand upon someone with 40 years experience as a certified financial planner professional? He is Southwest Florida's premier financial planner, CFP, and he's a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is not to the products or services he offers here at the Advantage Retirement Group, but it's to you, the individual investor. Be one of the first 9 callers right now. Pick up the phone. Don't hesitate. Don't procrastinate. 239-747-1077, or text the word VISIT to that number. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back right after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner Alfie Townsend. You know, Alfie's book is in high demand each and every week, and he has a copy with your name on it today. A complimentary copy awaits you. To simply get a hold of his book, all you have to do to claim it is text the word book, BOK, to 239-747-1077. Call the operator or text the word book to 239-747-1077. 1077. Today we're talking about or answering many questions that are on your mind. And somebody asked, Alfie, should I consider, or do you have alternative investments that I could put in my portfolio? A lot of people just think that you put them right in the market or you give them an annuity. What other things do you have that you can offer that can really give them a return on their investment?
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago where people were absolutely afraid of the market, so they weren't really wanting to have all their money in the market, which you shouldn't have all your money in the market unless you have a great income and you're just, if the market goes down, it doesn't affect your lifestyle at all. So alternatives would be, different types of investments. Structured notes is one that we really like. Another one is really something that's hedged to the market. And so hedge means that if the market, they're buying options, they're buying some, puts and calls and protecting that money. So you do have downside protection, but that's great for income. You do have, we have alternatives that have nothing to do with the market, like this one in particular. They buy. We've talked about this in the past. Where they buy life insurance policies from people that don't really need life insurance anymore, but their health isn't the best, and they're going to eventually die, but they would like to take the money now. So they have stuff like that. There's artists out there and movie stars and singers that will sell their music. You saw, I think David Bowie was maybe one of the first one that sold his whole portfolio of music for like $75 million, and so he was one of the first ones, I believe. I think he was selling bonds, his own bond, in that. So, there's companies that will buy your royalties, and then they own it, and then so that's part of the your income. It would be generated from that. So there are things out there that people don't know about. And those are products you got to be careful with, because they're not as liquid as like an ETF or stock or CD. Well, CDs aren't liquid unless you break them with a penalty or wait for the term. But these sometimes have a little bit longer holding period. But these are great ways to offset some of your risk in the market. So when we're building portfolios for our clients, we look at everything. We're not going to just look at, we have some of the, I feel some of the best money managers. And why do I say that? Why do I say that we have some of the best money managers? Because we're independent, John. We're not, we can, if there's someone that I really like, I go right to our source and say, listen, let's vet. You go ahead and vet these managers, and then come back and let me know what you think. And this is our partners, and they come back and say, hey, this is this manager is one that you want for your clients. So then we can get them, because we're not tied to any big company that tells us what we can offer, what we can do and can't do. And that's why I always say, deal with an independent advisor that is not tied to, the head honchos telling their representatives what to sell, what to offer, and what not to do. I like that a lot better. And I was at a conference not too long ago, and I told this advisor what I tell our clients, and it's true. I want things. I want to be able to offer you things that you can't get on your own, right? And the same thing is, you want something that's special for you, right? If everybody can get it, then it's not that special. But if it's limited to who can get this, then it makes it more special. That means there's more. They put more time in it. They manage it different. So I always say, give us an opportunity to show you what we do here. Not with just our managers, but also with our service that we give. The service that we give, I would say, is hands down to anybody around, because everybody cares about our clients.
Right.
Everybody cares who walks through that door, and we take that serious.
Yeah, that's why I want to give Alfie a call, 239-747-1077. That's 239-747-1077. You're listening to Saving the Investor radio broadcast with certified financial planner Alfie Townsend, and we're taking some of your questions today, your concerns. And one of the things that people really are looking at is in retirement, they don't like big volatility, big swings. Is there anything you can do to reduce volatility, or can you give them some semblance of what is going to happen in the portfolio based on what's going on in the markets?
Yeah, everybody likes upward volatility, but they don't like that downward volatility. And I understand, volatility, especially, if you think about the times that we've had where the market's really, like in 2008, it was awful. It was, and then during COVID, man, it went down 30% in 22 days.
Yeah.
That's, horrendous.
Right.
But then, our clients didn't panic, and it came back as fast as it went down. And then it ended up having some portfolios that year had a 30% year. But if you panicked and got out, then you would not have. So I always say this: you have to have an advisor that can talk to you and make sense to why it's going down and why it's most likely going to be going back up. But yes, there's things out there, John, that is called buffer ETFs, where you might be responsible for the first 5% down, but then the ETF is responsible for the next 25% down, okay? But they might put a cap of 12 to 15% on the up, so you're not making all the up, but you're not worried about the down. That's what people say. You know what? I'm okay to make a 10 to 15% return if the S&P makes 20. If I make 15, I'm just fine with that. But if the S&P goes down 30%, I don't want to lose 30%. Okay, how about 5%?
Right.
I can live with that. So yeah, there are things out there. A lot of times, people are advisors don't know about the different strategies, and that's why again, the certified financial planner professional that I am, we look at things like that. We do a lot of traveling. Your son David and I, we do a lot of these events that we are always learning. If you're not learning and growing, you're dying, I always say. And so you have to know what's out there available, and that's one thing that we stick with is put ourselves around people that really can help us so we can help our clients.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and that's why you want to deal with this certified financial planner professional. Alfie Townsend has 40 years experience. He lives here in Southwest Florida. He is Southwest Florida's premier CFP, and is a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is to you, the client, the individual investor. You want to sit down with him in Fort Myers or Naples, take advantage, be one of the first 9 callers, 239-747-1077, or text the word VISIT to that number. He's going to do a deep dive into your current portfolio, make sure you're allocated properly, diversified correctly, that you're not taking undue risk for the amount of return that you're getting each and every year. And he's going to expose all the hidden fees that could be eating up your returns. Don't hesitate. Position yourself now to maximize your retirement benefits. Text the word VISIT or call the number 239-747-1077.
Thank you, John. I was just thinking as you were saying that, I was at an event not too long ago with a very intelligent man and sought after speaker, and he was saying, the people you hang with are the people you're going to become like, and that's my stepdad would say the same thing. Birds of a feather flock together, and we really strive to be around leaders in this field. What we do when we build our portfolios, when we talk to the managers, when we are doing this financial planning. So we are around some very smart, intelligent people that really guide us also, and we mentor each other together to really build the best that we can. I don't know if you've ever seen our TV show. It's on NBC2 every Sunday at 11 o'clock. It's called Saving the Investor, but it's right after Meet the Press at 11 to 11:30. And then, of course, we've been on this station for over 10 years now, rocking and rolling with Jake the Millennial that has grown. I've seen him grown. He's losing weight, but he looks good. But he has grown mentally, and he does a great job. He's our producer for this show. We thank for that, and we just love this channel, and I'm so glad to have it here in Southwest Florida, so we can share Saving the Investor with so many of you out there. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next week, be blessed.